this video, we will learn about reflection of light, law of reflection, mirror and its kind, difference between a real and virtual image. Law of reflection. The reflection at a surface obeys the following two laws, which are called the law of reflection. First is the angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection, and the angle between the incident ray and normal is called angle of incident. It is denoted by I. Angle of reflection. The angle between reflected ray and normal is called angle of reflection. It is denoted by R. Second, the incident ray, reflected ray and normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane at the point of incidence. That is, all the three straight lines are co-parallel. The above two laws hold both in regular and irregular reflection, or reflection will happen anywhere in the world, so it will work for us. Spherical surface and want to find normal should pass through center of circle. A mirror is made by polishing or by depositing fine layer of silver on the glass. Mirror is an device which regularly reflects all the light ray incident on it. Mirrors are of three types: plane mirror, spherical mirror, parabolic mirror. Figure shows the three kind of mirror. The spherical mirror are of two kinds. First, concave mirror and convex mirror. Image. The point where the light rays starting from a point of the object after reflection or refraction meet or appears to meet is called the image of that point of the object. Images are of two kinds. First, real image and virtual image. Question is, what is the difference between real and virtual image? Consider this plane mirror. When we stand in front of a mirror, we see an image of ourselves in the mirror. Nothing surprising there. But question, why are we able to see our image? Yes, it's due to the reflection of light. In fact, it is due to multiple reflection of light rays. How? The light rays from the surface are first incident on our body. They bounce off from our body and fall on the surface of the mirror and again gets reflected from this. This reflected light then reaches our eye and we see our image. So, what does this tells us? Yes, this tells us that a light ray can get reflected multiple times. The same thing happens for every other non-luminous object as well. We are going to explain what virtual or real images are. This image that you see here, is it a real image or a virtual one? This image is a virtual image. In order to explain what a virtual image is, let's first simplify this image. Let's represent this boy with an arrow pointing up, and here is one plane mirror. You can assume the top of the arrow to be the top of the head of a boy. Now, where is the image of the boy formed? When we see image in the mirror, it seems to us that the image is formed somewhere behind the mirror. But there is nothing behind the mirror. For us, the light rays seem to come from the location present behind the mirror. For instance, consider a few light rays emerging from top of the arrows. All these rays are incident on the mirror and get reflected back. All the reflected ray will follow the laws of reflection. You see that all the reflected rays are moving away from each other, that is, they are diverging. But we know that the image is formed somewhere behind the mirror. So let me extend these reflected rays backwards and see what happens. We see that they meet at this point behind the mirror, and to us this is where the top of the image appears to be. When we look at this point, it appears to us that the light rays are diverging from this point. But in reality, there are no light rays behind the mirror. This being a smooth and shiny surface reflected most of the light back and almost no light reaches behind. We have the perception that the light rays are coming from the point behind. So we just consider the top of the arrow here. We can do something similar remaining points on the object to get the complete image. So we say that the image formed here is virtual, or in other words, not real. You can think of a virtual image as an image which appears to be formed in a position somewhere behind the mirror, but in reality it isn't there. A virtual image is formed when the light rays diverge after reflection from the mirror. Every plane mirror formed a virtual image. Please note down, this is the first characteristic of the image formed by plane mirror, are virtual and not real. So what is the real image and how are they formed? Let's replace this plane mirror with a spherical concave mirror. Why? It's because real image can be formed by concave mirror. Let's consider the light rays from the same point of the object incident on the mirror. We see that after reflection, each ray is traveling in a certain direction. Note that here as well, each ray obeys the law of reflection. What difference did you notice here compared to the plane mirror reflection? In the previous case, all the reflected rays were diverging. Here, all the reflected rays after reflection are intersecting each other at this point, or we can say that they are converging at this point, and the image of top of the arrow is formed at this point. And we can do something similar for the remembering point of the object too. We get this image. This is called a real image. It is the image formed when light rays converge after reflection from the surface. One important thing we need to know is that real image formed by concave mirror are always inverted. You see, in this case, the image is formed on the same side of the mirror as the object is. Real images are always formed on the same side as that of the object, and light rays to reach this position when we look at the real image formed. by a concave mirror. It also seems to us that the light rays are diverging, but here the rays actually are diverging from a point in front of a mirror. Whereas in the case of a plane mirror, it appears to us that the rays was diverging the point behind the mirror. Did you understand the difference between a virtual and real image? Thank you, students.